Hello, how are we? It is thy sun god tonight. Hope you're all really, really well. We are ready to get underway. Round number 9 in season number 7. As always, Tuesday nights are the no assist bunch. Absolutely no assist whatsoever tonight, and indeed every Tuesday. The hardest form of sim racing there is known today on the planet. Chat, we're going to have high energy tonight. I've prepared lots of jokes and or roasts. It's going to be different. It's going to be fun. It's going to be wacky. I hope you're ready for this. As ever, if you haven't followed the channel and you want notifications through on your phone, you know where that button is. Follow and turn that bell on. Good evening, Johnny B. Good evening, Corgi. Good evening, Red Dragon. Good evening, Alex. And good evening to SOX 15 strong here today. And a full qualifying session, which means Q1 should be pretty dry. Almost as dry as my humour, which you will see very soon. Just watching tonight, can't race with no assist. I'm not that skilled. Hey, don't put yourself down. If I can do it, anyone can do it. These are the 15 Brave tonight, as you can see on the screen. Now is the perfect time to talk you through where we sit in terms of the league standings, in terms of points. Confession time from Sun God, if you'll all be my my priest for a minute. I have not watched any NA races this season. So looking onto this standings page is very enlightening for me. We have JohnJohn leading the way on 140 points. He has won 3 of the 7 races so far. Ten is not too far behind on 111 points with 2 wins so far from 6 races. 29 points behind, so whatever happens, JohnJohn will still be leading the championship by the end of tonight's festivities, even if JohnJohn's sim rig blows up or something. God forbid. Willow and Ryan are tied on 88 points. Ryan has a win, Willow does not. But for some reason it says Willow is higher in the standings. That's very confusing. But there we are. Then we have Codcamper in 5th, TOPGun in 6th, Sano in 7th, That Guy 8th, Deflated in 9th, and SmallerSmiley rounding out the top 10. Out in the constructors we have McLaren out on top. No surprises there, with JohnJohn and Ryan leading the way, first and third, in the championship. Mercedes are in 2nd place, a whopping 89 points behind, so a good pretty much two full point scoring races behind as we enter what I'm going to call the mid-season. Now I think race number 9 in a season, I think that's pretty much midway. Not too far behind Mercedes we have RB, Alpine, Williams, all in the top 5. So we're on board with SOX right now. Oh, thank you, Johnny B. Do appreciate that. It is nice to be back waffling. I mean, commentating. I'm sure everyone's missed my waffle. If you haven't, then fair enough. Yeah. Your ears do love it. They need some new ears, mate. SOX sets things off with a 1 minute 11.0. Red Bull coming across the line, however I think that is to start at lap time, so Deflated has just set off to try and beat his teammate. That guy to the line. 1 minute 10.5, so pretty good so far as Ryan has invalidated his time. Then we've got an RB of Codcamper. No, someone else coming to the line. Deflated, that is the Red Bull. Doing a 1 minute 9.5, pretty good. Not the fastest I've seen, but still very nicely indeed. I'll be racing in the 82 race on Sunday, but anyways, have a good race, peoples. Nice to see you, even for a brief moment, Alex, and we'll see you on Sunday night. Who knows if I'll be there? Haven't decided yet. 1010 does a 10.2. However, that is very much sandbag material for 1010. I've seen a very low 1 minute 9 yesterday in the practice race as SmallerSmiley sets a banker. Been struggling a little bit at this track. Codcamper 11.1 goes behind SOX, but of course, I mean, the times aren't really that important, because as we know already, it is just a free qualifying session, to be honest. The last thing you want to do is get terminal damage and crash out and, you know, split your car into tiny pieces. On to the GOAT now. IIRL Padge Recruiter Extraordinaire. Very close to SOX and Codcamper there. Very nicely done. As ever, by watching the stream, you can earn IRL channel points, and then you can spend them for things like onboard quali laps, onboard race laps, if someone's going for fastest lap, for instance, or if you want to watch a specific battle out on track. What else have we got there? You can suggest a poll, you can redeem some ad time, things like that. And of course, if you are subscribed to the channel, you earn a multiplier on your channel points. On board with Greg then. Greg fresh off his first ever IRL victory 2 Sundays ago. It was a momentous occasion. Pretty much 200 races in the making. Full to the brim on confidence. Fantastic teammate, has to be said. One minute 11.7. Willow, very interesting line there. He heads down towards the chicane of turns 8 and 9. Bit of a lock up from the front right. Just see the car getting a bit twitchy. No pun intended, of course. Streaming live on Twitch. If you're watching on the YouTube catch-up, you are more than welcome to join live on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7:30 PM GMT. This one is going to be invalid from Willow. However, it shouldn't matter too much because, well, we already know there's only 15 for Quali 1. Say no. A bunch of other people have already retired from the session, knowing they will get through. TOPGun opting for the medium compound. So chat, let me know. What do you think of this Canada track? What are your thoughts? If I say we got a race at Canada tonight, or are you racing racers out there? Oh, TOPGun! Smashes it into the wall. And, well, without wishing to say commentator's curse, that is what I said you need to avoid. JohnJohn, 10.2. Very nicely indeed. Willow not going for another lap. It's invalidated again. Ryan to the line then. TOPGun's car is cleared from that final corner. 10.5, very close to that guy in Aya, who's... Oh, I have to admit, I missed his lap coming. I do apologise. I've done you dirty there. 9 out of 10, says Codcamper. Very nice indeed. I'm sure those high ratings will not be shared by the whole field. It is going to be track limit to Mania tonight. And, well, this week, in fact. Did a practice race last night. 2 people got disqualified. Just one of them things. But, you know, so anyone without a track limits penalty tonight will be in a special mention for driver of the day. That is no mean feat, even if you're driving around at 10 miles an hour the whole time. I don't care, you get a special mention. Eyes going again. Not satisfied with me missing his lap. Bit of a lock-up. ABS, the lack of ABS, sorry, on this track is not amazing for locking up those 4 tyres. Does this mean TOPGun will win the championship? Well, you tell me. Do you think this is one of those omens that people have, very twitchy and squirmy from Aya, potentially could be running less rear wing, which means more top speed and less downforce in. Oh, and that's a corner cut to the heavens. Gosh, didn't see a cut that bad since playing all those Pokemon games in Gen 1. So 6 minutes remaining. Not that it matters. The only person we do know will be leaving us in this session is TOPGun with that crash at the World of Champions. Very easy to do. Canada, a track loved and hated by many. A truck now, I'll just call it a truck from now on. Well, you know you're in Canada when the weather forecast includes a 50% chance of apologising for the cold. So hopefully everyone at home on their racing setups is a lot more warmer. And the sun is shining, so track temperature is going to be high out there. Plenty of grip at these guys' disposal. 10.0. Lovely lap from Willow there. As with every single stream, the chat makes the stream the best it possibly can be. It doesn't matter if I'm here or speaking like a loony, it could be speaking in a foreign language. The chat always makes the stream. So if you are watching the chat right now, feel free to say hello. If it's your first time watching, first time chatting, don't be afraid. I think the whole stream is fans of Take That at the moment, because we need to have a lot of patience waiting for this session to finish. Are you back in commentary a lot now? You're the go-to commentator. Oh, well, that's not true. But I appreciate the kind words. Cod. By the way, did you ever watch Marlboro Sled streams when he called you Cod Scampy? I thought that was a really unique way of commentating you, to be honest. And Prev is the only one, I guess, holding us back in a way. Prev's just so excited about the Dutch Grand Prix this weekend. He hasn't quite hit the retire from session button. You did? What are your thoughts on it? Because I found it quite funny, but I'm like... Obviously, it depends on what you think of it. By no means am I going to copy Marlboro. No, he's too much of a red herring to make cod jokes. I imagine the Discord is shouting at Prev right now. But, of course, you don't have to retire. Maybe he's gone to, I don't know, grab a bevy. Something like that. Prev has a quali ban. Oh, that would have been useful to know. So in that case, Prev and TopGun will be out quali because Prev won't be able to set a lap in Q2. So I guess the lowest people can qualify tonight is 13th from now on. But yeah, a couple minutes time, everyone will be through. How you doing, Corgi? I know what the stream wants. We need some F1 related banter. How do Formula 1 drivers stay cool? They have plenty of fans in the stadiums. No? Alright. Doing good, my dude. How are you cracking on? Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. Just recovering from the weekend. Sounds worse than it actually is. That one made you chuckle? Oh my word, okay. It's all about the delivery, isn't it? I've got some jokes for some of the drivers. So I'll tell you what, chat, if you pick a driver tonight, I will read a joke about them. I've heard lots of variations of my name over the years. Curry Camper. I'm not reading that one. I'm not reading that one. Codcamper Van. Communist Camper? Oh, Communist Camper. Cod Crasher. Cod Scampy is your favourite. What about codfish cakes? Anyone called you a fish cake before? No? Well, you just gotta let me know if that's a good joke for you. DeflatedWee leads the way. However, well, we have no idea who's sandbagging. So, just have to play it by ear. Turning my volume down in my ear. So Q2 then, this is where things start to become a little bit more serious. Sano has retired. Does he have a quali ban as well? Or is it just Prev? Either way, we're not expecting Prev out of the pits if he has got a quali ban. No? So maybe Sano just waits. Oh. Sano has the ban, not Prev. Right, okay. Right, that would make a lot more sense. There we go. On board then with Le Championship Leader. It's already invalidated. What an awful lap. In real life, Sano. Yes, I've noticed that. IRL, not IIRL. Maybe it was taken. Maybe there's already an IRL Sano out there. We need to get into the league. Digital Sano just doesn't hit as well, I think. To be fair, last time I raced Sano, I remember it pretty well. He was frustrating me the whole race. Honestly, he was turning me insane. It was crazy. So, championship leader. You might be thinking, how does he do it? We've got the best seat in the house. Ignore my camera angle. Cutting a lot of the chicane there. That's what you've got to do to get the best lap time. 19.2. before the first sector. Well, practically 19.3, but just a few milliseconds quicker than that. Those of you who like those sector split times, I'll try and keep them to the forefront of my mind. A little bit too hot into 9. Gets a good enough exit, and most importantly, keeps it clean. How's the hairpin? No lockup. Keeps it in 3rd. Interesting. Keeping it in a higher gear helps with your traction, but lowers your speed. Plays that beautifully. And it's 1 minute 9.6, not quite the heights we saw Deflated reach in Q1, however. This is only Q2 and only 4 will be heading out, well 3 plus Sano. As Willow does a 10 minute? It does a 10 minute lap time. 1 hour, 10 minutes, 48 seconds. There we go, that's his lap time. Pretty much matching what he did in Q1. Codcamper, 9.8 into the 9s, very nicely indeed. Ryan, I'm sure you can do better than that on 11.3. We'll see him go quicker, I imagine. That guy, 12.1, again, likewise. I'm sure we'll see those two improve. SOX does 10.4, much more like it from SOX. Greg does 11.8. Practice poll yesterday was like 108.8-ish. Can't remember if it was a 10... Yeah, I think 1010 did a 108. A high 108. So anything in the 109s should be good enough to get through into Q3. 11.4 for Aya, just slots in less than a 10th behind Ryan. Pick up with Padge, who has invalidated. Smaller and Prev still in the pits as 1010 sets a banker. 1 minute 16, so I can only assume he's going again, which he is. Running out of fuel though. So if this lap time isn't good enough, we'll either see him dive into the pits or dive into the pits. That guy goes quickest, 109.4. Very nice indeed. Should get him through into the final part of qualifying with that one. Deflated does 10.1. Goes 10th behind Willow's 1 hour 10 minute lap time. 1010 does a 9.4 of his own, but 9 milliseconds quicker. Padge still out on track. Low on ERS though. He's going for a quali lap. Or maybe, with the low battery, maybe he's just thinking, should get back to the pits as soon as possible. Chat, tell me something exciting that happened today in your life. If anything. Hopefully something exciting happens. Passion Deeds does dive into the pits. Only 1 out on track. That guy retiring from the session. Pretty comfortable up there in P2 at the moment. Hey Rids. Ah, let's go, COD. Pasture driving theory. Amazing stuff, well done. Sooner or later you'll be in that car for real. 1010 thundering down to the final corner. In low fuel mode at 113 miles an hour. Will he brake? Yes he will. Thankfully someone came out on track. Greg's back out as well. Let's watch SmallerSmiley. lot of weaving going on. Didn't know people were knitters. I back out on track as well. Top 4, all relatively safe. Willow deflated. Yeah, could say they are safe, but all it takes is a low 1 minute 10 to push them down a slot. So can never be entirely comfortable in those 1 minute 10s. Bit of a wriggle. Out of turn 3 for Smaller. Chucks it into 4 and 5 very nicely. Just about gets the traction down well. Swing it out wide on the exit of 6. As you thunder down towards turns 8 and 9. Bit of a lock up. Went a bit too deep into 9 there, but if the rest of the lap is good, shouldn't make too much difference. 42.2 for the middle. Indeed he did, Mr. SOX. Yeah, another lock-up. Struggling with that brake bias a little bit, perhaps. 10.9. Without wishing to sound harsh, expected a bit better. Greg, P8. 10.7. So far, so safe. But in 6 minutes' time we will know for sure who is going out or not. Eyes backed off. Had an issue with his lap somewhere. Charged the battery again. As he steams down to the final corner. Oh, and into the pits. Maybe he's got damage somewhere. Maybe just wants a new set of tyres. So as Greg enters the pit lane, running out of fuel. No one is out on track. Top 4 still wants to be. 10-10 lap kind of very close at the top. Pretty close between Willow and Wee. As Ryan heads out on track, currently P10 is the benchmark for getting through to Q3 or not. However, on a 111.3. You think he'd want to improve on that one. Padge also back out on track now. Very odd session. Drips and drabs of drivers in and out of the pit lane. Not used to seeing this few amount of drivers on track at the same time. But it is what it is. Prev not entered the track yet. And by his lack of retirement from Q1, I can only assume maybe he's AFK. Or away from wheel. AFW, perhaps. On board with Ryan. Some people starting off their outlaps by throwing it into the final corner, taking as much speed as possible. Ryan just took it a bit more conservative there. So wait and see if that's just a bit of caution. He doesn't want to invalidate this in next lap, or whether that's his preferred way of starting a lap time here. But most of the time you will see people chuck it into the final corner with as much speed as they can get away with. Very nice and tidy, no stepping out of the rear of the car there. Sets the chicane up beautifully. A little bit too deep into 9 again, but again, every lap can't be perfect. A few drivers have done that already. 1.1 all. Lots of rear traction on the braking there. Perhaps running a lower brake bias than others. As he opens the rear wing, powers down towards the final chicane. Running extremely low on ERS. Planned that pretty much perfectly. 3% as he crossed the line, and a 1 minute 9.9. Should be safe on that. Lovely stuff there from Ryan. What about Padge? This lap he has backed off of. Bit of a wiggle out of the final corner. He shoves on the hot lap. Gets his focus in. Oh, and that's not a nice way to start your quali lap, by going over turn 1. However, it's not the end of the world. Padge can just switch off the ERS, which he's already done. Cruise round. Keep the tyres in good condition. Go again. It will only be one final flying run for Padge. Pressure is on. Eyes back out on track. SmallerSmiley just starting a flying run as well. Chat, in 1 minute time I'm going to ask for your pole prediction. So have a think, who do you think is going to get pole position tonight? Get ready to type it in the chat. Lovely chicane there from Smaller. He is the benchmark of a 1 minute 10.9, however Aya's out there. Smaller's half a second up. Greg has retired from the session. He could very well be the time to beat in about 10 seconds time. Checkered flag is about to fall. Aya's on a lap and it will be his last one. Same for Padge. Smaller will get one more run in there, but with little ERS, this is the one he's going to stick with. 10.1. He goes through, beats DeflatedWee. Lovely time there, and we join on board right as Aya gets a snap of oversteer out at turn 9. Still 4 tenths up. Needs 7 tenths to beat Greg and push him out of qualifying. SOX is out there on a lap as well, and so is Padge. So even if Aya beats Greg, it might still mark the end of quali. Seemed to nail that chicane pretty well though. 11.0, it's a 4/10 improvement, not enough to beat Greg, and Padge has invalidated. So SOX is safe, even though he invalidated himself. Goodness, that was close. Let's go Smiley, he says. Let's go. Gets himself through, under pressure. Beats Deflated by 5 milliseconds. Can't do anything more than that. So heading out, Prev hasn't set a lap time at all tonight. So we have no idea on his pace. He could be at the front, could be at the back. He will start 14th. In case you missed the start of the stream, Top Gun crashed out of Q1 at the Wall of Champions. So he will start 15th on the grid. And that is the last spot on the grid for tonight. Say no with the quali ban tonight. He will be starting 13th on the grid. Padge just couldn't get a valid lap time in the end there. 12th on the grid. And Aya we saw a few moments ago going 11th with a 1 minute 11. That's Greg, SOX, Smiley, Wee, Willow, Ryan, Cod, John, that guy, and 1010. Spot in Q3 awaits. And chat, I want to know, who is getting pole position tonight? If you don't know, just pick a name. Dead easy. DGR, Mr. SOX. John. First time in NA. Oh, well, even more reason to celebrate SOX. Congratulations to SOX. First Q3 in NA. A Nan Greek Corgi says 10-10 is going to get pole position tonight. And here's the first out on track. Getting good control of the track is important here. Quite a narrow circuit at points. So making sure no cars are in front of you giving you dirty air will be critical. John's out of the pits next. That guy not too far behind, I think. Red Bull, either deflated or SOX, directly behind John. So 10-10 starts his lap, or as he's otherwise known as, Barcode Boy from a previous streamer from years ago. Used to call 10-10 Barcode Boy. He's hoping to check out a pole position and get a receipt of that tonight. Canada is his supermarket of choice. Very, very smooth. You can tell I haven't streamed in a while. Telemetry in the lap delta getting slower per session. A little bit of traffic. A little bit of a distraction perhaps. Ten, no stranger to pole positions. Plenty of records in the Discord. This Red Bull will be starting a lap. That tyre smoke on the screen will not be helping. 10-10 might be a little bit frustrated here. It's a 109.2, and that is the quickest lap we have seen tonight. Until John. Well, you know, that's just perfect timing, really. 108.7? Hello? Misa impressed. SOX invalidated Willow 109.3, his best lap timer tonight. Deflated with his best lap time. No, sorry, he did a 109.5 in Q1. Q1, sorry, so he can definitely do quicker than that. That guy won the 109.7. He did a 0.4 in Q2, so there's time in that guy's. There's scope for improvement for that guy and Deflated so far. And with SOX pitting, and with Codcamper just invalidating out the final corner. This and next lap, so Cod will have to box this lap, get a new set of tyres on the car, and go again. Bit of congestion down in Sector 3. Got 7 cars on track, all in that final sector. It's 10-10 pits. Green flags for the green car of Greg. Lots of G's going on today. Will Greg become the G and put this on pole position? It's not going to be pole. It's going to be 7th at the moment. 10.7. SmallerSmiley then. Struggled a bit in Q1. Pulled a lap out in the end in Q2 very nicely. Will Q3 be his hunting ground? Of course, setup is always a an important part of the race? Do they run high wings and benefit through the corners? Do they run lower wings and benefit on the straights? Absolutely to the limit through the final corner. 109.8, that's his personal best from tonight, and puts him 300ths ahead of Deflated. Very, very good going. His teammate is 3/10 up. On pace to match his 0.4 from Q2. Can he find any more time in this final sector? Yes, he can. 0.2 and 4 milliseconds off the front row. Very nice from that. That guy's 8th in the championship. He's level on points with Sano, 6 behind TopGun, and 10 behind Codcamper. Really good result here. That guy could jump from 8th in the standings to P5. Could be a very important race tonight for that guy. SOX with no lap on the board so far with that invalidation in the first run. Or costly that. So SOX will have to box. He's got a new set of tyres. He'll shove them on. They may do. Q1 was a bit of a snooze fest, shall we say. If you're watching on catch up, just skip it. Wasn't that important. Save yourself 20 minutes. 10:10. Didn't know he was on a lap. 108.6. Goody goody golly gosh. Times are getting quicker. People are finding their limits. A Nan Greek Corgi. The Nan himself could be right with his prediction. Codcamper then starts his lap. That guy back out onto the track. And so is Greg. 3.5 minutes left. It's getting crucial now. 10:10 has got that 108.6 in nice and early. Does he have a new set of tyres available to him? Can he go for another run as he enters the pit lane? There will be enough time for him to come back on track again. Hello, Demon. If you were here 1 minute 30 seconds ago, you would have seen 10:10 put in that incredible 108.6, and there is the answer to the question, does he have a new set of tyres? The answer is no. But he does have 1 and a bit tenths in hand. Codcamper. Lovely lap. How on earth did you start this season in AT2? That is my question. 109.2. Lovely, lovely stuff. I was speaking to SOX the other day. He joins our parties quite regularly. I said, what's your favourite type of film, SOX? He said, I don't know, anything with good footage in it. Subscribe, guys, for more jokes. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, that guy felt that one from here. Felt like that Williams was coming through my TV and smashing into my own teeth there. Goodness. But that is how much you've got to be on the limit to get a perfect lap here. There is scope for that guy to charge his battery down this main straight. Charging battery is very easy on this game, especially in quali. Switch it off there, you can see he's already pretty much at full. So he can definitely go again. Let's go on board with Greg. Quarter of a second up in the first two. How is S3 going to be for SC? Again, I don't know how to pronounce Greg's gamer tag. We all know him as Greg. We all love him as Greg. Ryan was a quarter of a second up in Sector 1, now 4/10 up in Sector 2, and getting a very nice bit of slipstream from his teammate. Maybe a lack of downforce through the final corner as JohnJohn starts his lap. Ryan gets 6/10 improvement, puts himself up into P5 and ahead of Willow, who is now on track. We have a slow green car of Greg as he's finished his lap. Let's go on board with his teammate Jonathan, according to Codcamper, and 800ths down in the first, and a bit of a twitch through that chicane. Potentially not the lap time JohnJohn was hoping for so far. Who am I? Codcamper improves by a 10th, 109.1. Very nice. Tightens his grip on row 2 in qualifying. Checkered flag has fallen. No new laps will be started as someone's coming to the line. And it's SmallerSmiley improves to a 109.5. Very nice lap time, but will stay P7. Here comes John and beats 10:10 by half a tenth of a second. Is Ryan on a lap? No, he is not. Is that guy? It's not that guy. Who is it? Willow. He has invalidated. What would it have been? An 8.658. Would have been P2 if it counted. SOX is out there. And what can SOX do? It will be P10 on the grid, but his first Q3 in NA does result in a decent enough session for him. So that guy comes across the line and goes quicker than Codcamper. Them two have been switching third and fourth all session. So very valiant job there. Very close between the top two. Very close between rows 2 and 3 as well. With Ryan and Willow, that guy and Codcamper setting almost identical lap times. JohnJohn absolutely sent it over that last chicane. That's what you got to do though, isn't it right? You've got to risk that invalidation for that extra half tenth of a second, which in the end has given JohnJohn pole position. And that will be pole position number 2 this season for JohnJohn. And that means from the first 8 races, 4 drivers have 2 pole positions each in the form of Sano, Willow, 1010 and JohnJohn. A wonderful stat. So they have it by a very small margin of 55 thousandths of a second. JohnJohn takes his second pole of the season from 1010. That guy called Camper on row 2, Ryan and Willow on row 3, Smaller and We, and all management row 4, and Greg and SOX, and all 82, row 5. Race poised beautifully. We've got TOPGun starting at the very back after that crash in Q1. Moving on to our 5-minute break. Chance for the drivers to let their hair down. Empty their bowels, should they decide to. or perhaps just de-stress from that frantic Q3 session. All week we will be in Canada. Join us on Thursday night for Assist Tier 1. And join us on Sunday night for Assist Tier 2. All races on this channel starting at 7:30 PM GMT, that is UK time. We'd love to see you in the chat. And if you would like to see Sun God stream more, type in !Spin God in the chat. I have to admit, it is nice being back. Can't say it's permanently, but it might be a thing of whenever there's a space, I can fill it. Demon. Yeah, how you doing, Demon? You aired me. I said, how are you? You did not respond. You're a friendly fellow. I'll let you off. So yeah, all races this week in Canada. And Canada's idea of a wild party is, let's be honest, staying up past 10 PM, complaining about the price of maple syrup. Snacks is not here. Although it would be good if he was, so I could roast him. So chat, while we fill the 2 or 3 minutes, pick anyone you want. I've got ChatGPT open. Let's get some jokes. Or some roasts. It's up to you. Why am I in game chat? My party crashed. That is rude. I don't know if you heard anything I said there. Let's read some of these. Hey Willow, if you're in the chat. Why did the willow tree go to therapy? It had too many weeping issues. Hilarious. If you don't understand that joke, then I feel like you're too young. Talking of therapy, why did the balloon go to therapy? It was feeling a wee bit deflated. Oh. Guys, subscribe to the channel. It's really easy. Link your Twitch Prime. Link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get 1 free Prime sub every month. And you can spend it on different streamers. And of course, check out our YouTube channel. It's in the chat right now. Every race gets uploaded to YouTube afterwards. And Padge, who does it, will probably edit out all my terrible jokes. So even more reason to tune in. And here we go. Formation lap. And the chance for us to see what tyres people are running. There we go. Sea of yellow. It's like looking into a toilet bowl right now. With a few people on the hard compound tyres. Very overcast out there. I wonder if we're going to get any wet stuff falling from the clouds. So that guy called Camper, P3 and 4, on the hard compound. Aya in P11 on the hard compound as well. They won't get a very good traction off the line compared to those on the yellow marked medium compound tyre, which of course is gives more grip and is quicker, but wears and degrades more as well. As we know on this game, hards can last, well, a good 20-30 laps. So, essentially, we go on the hards for the vast majority of this race, go on to a set of softs for a fastest lap attempt maybe at the end. For those on the mediums, it should just be a simple medium to hard strategy. Pit stop window suggests around lap 15. However, we may see some undercut attempts. Oh, it's 10-10. Almost smashes the wall there in an attempt to warm his tyres. SmallerSmiley has missed his grid slot and has been disqualified from the session. TopGun bringing up the rear. Yet to see TopGun's true pace after that Q1 crash in the Wall of Champions. Makes it through on the formation lap and parks up as Codcamper gets disqualified from his grid slot as the race gets underway. And a decent start there from Greg, pulling out to the middle of the track immediately as SmallerSmiley gets a bit of a horror start, already down to like the 10th. Ryan and Willow switching places. And Ryan ran the outside of Cod. Lovely move there as Greg goes across the grass of the chicane. A bit of chaos in the back as people trying to just avoid each other. More than anything, Sano goes around the outside of TopGun. Now TopGun ran the outside of Sano as SOX is really struggling out there with some traction on the opening lap of the race. Oh, as ahead we have Willow and Codcamper, I think, and we crossing over the chicane. Bit of a slide from that guy in the hairpin. It's all going off right now as JohnJohn have escaped the pack. Ryan already up to P3. What a start. Started on 6th place, I believe. Let's check. No. That one. Ryan's like P5. My bad. TopGun already up 5 places there. Biggest gainer from the opening lap. Sano and Prev up 2. Hopefully Prev is here for the race. Not setting a quali lap tonight. We have Deflated moving out, having a look at the inside of Codcamper. Sets his move up, gets a bit of a switchback. Will it be fruitful? DRS is open, but Cod's got it as well. No luck for Deflated so far. Time penalties will be happening tonight as Deflated does pick his moment. And because Cod had to adjust his steering a little bit, almost let SmallerSmiley through as well. Smaller puts on the ERS, moves to the inside line. Oh, they try and go too wide. Oh, and Smaller's out. Oh my goodness. Virtual safety car. And the Wall of Championes has claimed another victim. Oh my goodness, haven't seen a crash that bad since my computer died a few weeks ago. Yeah, I've got a feel for that. Smaller there had the inside line, was the leading car. You think potentially that Codcamper would have backed off there and yeah, maybe just given Smaller the benefit of the doubt there, but no, they decided to go too wide. I mean, I'm not out there on track. I can't, you know, can't justify their decisions. What happened there? Looks at my owner monitor for 2 seconds. Smaller went down the inside of Codcamper into the final corner. Smaller was on the inside line and was fully alongside. It was definitely Smaller's corner, but they both tried to go too wide, and in the end Smaller just ran out of room on the exit. And wheel off, driver out, unfortunately. Is what it is, as the race gets back underway. Virtual safety car has concluded, no drive-through penalties, you'll love to see it. Top Gun now up 7 places from his starting grid slot. That guy with the first time penalty of the night. So I'm going to guess it's not going to be the last one. So Ryan was roughly 3 seconds behind during the VSC period, now 2.4. So Ryan with clear air does seem to have a bit of a pace advantage over the likes of that guy Willow374. Top Gun has fallen out of DRS range of DeflatedWee in his Red Bull. However, he has got past his teammate in the last few moments. So that may explain it. Willow and that guy swapping places. Let's not forget, as we bring the tyres back up, that guy is on the hard compound. Top Gun now, with a time penalty. 3 seconds will be added to the end of his race time overall. Good battle at the back here. SOX is defending from Padge and Prev. Nice battle, we'll join him on board with those in a few minutes' time. Don't forget, if you're in the chat, you can spend your channel points and pick who we go on board with in this race. So if you want to see any battles on track, if you want to spectate any specific driver, all you got to do is redeem that and type the names of the driver or drivers you want to watch. I am at your command. Unintended. Willow on the charge. Overtake that guy last lap. Overtakes Ryan this lap. Top Gun sets a new fastest lap of the race. Does have the DRS advantage behind Deflated. Greg is the only driver isolated a little bit without DRS in front or behind as Top Gun gets overtaken by his teammate Codcamper. Those medium tyres will hit around about 25% lap, 25% wear, sorry, around lap 10. So, with 5 laps completed, they're pretty much on 12 or 13% right now. Those hard tyres won't have broken past 8 or 9% right now. Just in case you like your tyre delta. Promise. Let's have a look then. SOX has been overtaken by IIRL Padge in the last few moments. However, there goes IIRL. And here comes SOX. Nothing better than me. Will Padge have a go back for IIRL here? Double DRS detection zone. I am an idiot. But now we know. Lap 7 of 35. We are 1/5 of the way through this Grand Prix after this lap. And IIRL becomes only the 3rd driver to get a time penalty. Pleasantly surprised so far. Oh, mistake from IIRL. Big mistake from IIRL. Padge saunters through there with swaz and swag. Oh, and that is... oh, that's very wide from SOX. Decided to go the correct way back onto the track. Did lose a little bit of time in doing so. Padge might have an opportunity to break the DRS here, but goes a bit too deep into the hairpin. Sano's got past both RBs in the last few laps. However, he has dropped out of range now. DeflatedWee. And TOPGun has dropped out of DRS range of his teammate. Plenty more gaps. Starting to form. Gaps forming are what those top two are going to be looking at now. Because in around about 5 or 6 laps they are going to have to pit. Well, they may decide to go for an undercut to try and get an advantage on one another. And in doing so they're going to feed back somewhere in this pack. Not sure exactly how much time you lose for a pit stop here. However, you do skip the final chicane and the first corner at this track, so it may not be an awful amount of time they lose in the pit stop, maybe around about 18 seconds. As you can see, Aya is 18 seconds behind, so if the top two were to pit they would come out dangerously close to the back of the fields. And here is perfect opportunity. TOPGun to pit. Has he got damage, I wonder? Yes, he does. Replacement front wing. TOPGun did lose a big chunk of time at the start of this lap. That'll be wise. Padge gets a 3-second penalty, going side by side with his teammate through turn 3. Thankfully, no big incidents there. TOPGun onto a set of hard compound tyres for the remainder of the race. Hard tyres will easily make it for the remaining 26 laps. Very much as you were at the front, JohnJohn and 1010 still leading the way. Willow leading the pack in the hunt for the podium. Still 2.5 seconds behind though. No change in that for the last 5 laps. Oh, a spinner! Aya! Ay, ay, ay. Spinning in the background. And that could be very costly. Sano starting to catch Deflated. Prev joins the list. Time penalty receivees. Talking of time penalties, that could be a critical one. DeflatedWee, 3 seconds. Currently sat behind that guy Ryan and Willow. Time penalties could dictate which one of those 4 finish on the podium as things stand. TenTen now settled into a rhythm behind JohnJohn. You might think, why isn't TenTen overtaking? He's not too far away, could just spend a bit of ERS and get past. Sometimes when you're following another car this closely, you actually get into a rhythm. And sometimes you want to sit behind because you might want to put pressure on the driver ahead. TenTen could just sit behind in the DRS and, oh, Ryan, a bit of a squiggle there. Playing Scribblio in his car tonight. And another bit of a squiggle through turns 8 and 9 chicane. So this could present an opportunity here for Willow to maybe lay down a bit of ERS on this back straight. Try and get Ryan out of his DRS window. Plenty more gaps starting to form. You can see in the last 3 laps, if you look on the track map, especially in sectors 2 and 3, you'll see there is a lot more gaps. TopGun, the only driver to have pitted so far in this race. Remember, in a dry race you have to use a minimum of 2 different compounds. So those on the mediums will most likely go to hards, those on the hards will most likely go to mediums. However, don't be surprised to see a couple of those hard runners go on to soft compound perhaps. Go on board with that guy. Puts on plenty of ERS fully alongside, however, just backs off there. Ryan sticks to his normal line. No harm done. Decent attempts from that guy. Making a move with the DRS past Sano. Sano was catching this group for the podium. Willow, Ryan, that guy, Deflated. It's his mediums, as I said, around lap 12-13. They will be each hitting 25 to 30% now. People are starting to pit. SOX has pitted. Aya has pitted from the hard compound. Very early pit stop onto the mediums. Wonder if that is a change for front wing as well. Usually you'd expect to do at least 20 of these laps on the hard compound. Oh, a few mistakes there. That guy a bit too close to Ryan, I would say, for comfort in the hairpin, and Deflated just broke himself a little bit in the background. No attempted overtake here for that guy. This could come down to which of these 4 drivers pulls off an undercut, and as we say that, Deflated does pull off the undercut attempts. This is critical. Where is he going to fit? Gosh, English. Where is he going to fit in terms of gaps? There's a nice gap between Greg and Prev, which Deflated will slot into. You can see Prev in the background. He has to go through turn 1 before he reaches Deflated, so this is a nice window for Deflated to be in. The overtake shouldn't be too difficult on Greg because Greg hasn't pitted yet. Oh, however, that nudge on the wall is not helpful. So in the words of Lewis Hamilton's race engineer, this is hammer time now for Deflated. If you're not quite sure what I mean by undercut, you pit a lap or 2 earlier than your rival. Drive around on fresh tyres, which give you more grip and quicker lap time by the time the other people pit. Oh, as Willow. Ooh dear. 10-second. That is a massive penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He won't serve it in the pits on this occasion. However, it will be added to his final race finishing time, unless he can convince the stewards to remove it. And here is Deflated. And while he hasn't got the move done on Willow, don't forget Deflated was the back of that 4, that group of 4, so effectively what he's done is he's overtaken 2 cars with that undercut. He's now very much in striking distance from Willow. Very nice undercut attempt. Obviously that guy will go a little bit longer, however Ryan, potentially, a little bit risky staying out here. May drop out of Willow and Wee's DRS window by the time he does come into pit, and 1010 has triggered an undercut of his own on JohnJohn. Remember, that group led by Willow in that first stint was only 3 seconds behind the top 2, So if JohnJohn stays out here for another couple of laps, it does risk getting undercut by Willow and Deflated here, even though Willow did just get that second 3-second time penalty. And here you can see Willow coming through the first corner. 1010 is in reach. He shaved off 1 second by pitting a couple of laps earlier. So JohnJohn needs to respond this lap. Otherwise, he's going to lose the race lead to 1010 and possibly lose time to Willow. However, Willow's got very out of sorts, out of shape through that chicane. Oh, and more out of shape through 8 and 9. Willow not enjoying these hard compound tyres, getting a time penalty and then making 2 errors in chicanes. Deflated up into P5. JohnJohn pits. Let's go on board then with 1010. See where JohnJohn filters out. This could be the most crucial part of the whole race. Looks potentially like a corner cut in that chicane for 1010. There is JohnJohn. Here is 1010. Who is in the lead? Oh, it couldn't be closer. JohnJohn maintains the lead of the race. However, 1010's tyres will be up to temperature now. Does he continue to sit behind JohnJohn, I wonder? Or does he go for a move while he can? This is possibly one of his best opportunities to make a move. Deflated, showing an almighty burst of pace now. 1.7 seconds behind 1010. He is slowly crawling back into contention here. However, with that 3-second time penalty, will not help him. Both JohnJohn and 1010 locking up, and a bit of contact between the two. Thankfully, didn't cost anyone anything. Deflated has escaped Willow. Wonder if Willow's got the rear wing open. He has. Oh, he's been fortunate. Deflated, the man on the move. Expect a fastest lap. There we go. Oh, in fact, Willow got it. But these two very much on the charge now, and if 1010 and JohnJohn aren't careful, they could get into DRS range. Very tense. Crucial moment. Ryan did say he would lose a lot by staying out those extra couple of laps, and he's 5 seconds now behind Willow. That later pit stop has really cost him. It should be P5 once the front two pit. Oh, don't forget, haven't pitted yet. The only 2 drivers not to. Deflated is very, very close. There's the detection. No, the detection is before the hairpin. So I don't think Deflated got it on this occasion. And 1010 now makes the move because he knows Deflated is catching and he wants to keep him out of DRS range. However, JohnJohn, by committing a little bit too much in that chicane, has lost a bit of ground, and now Deflated is in DRS range. This is now, well, technically a 4-way fight for the lead. However, with Willow having 16, yes, you heard me right, seconds of penalties. Very much off the table in terms of podium finish. If Sano can get within 3 seconds of Deflated, he could be on the podium. But I'm not going to be expecting anyone to make any stupid moves here at the front. Deflated will be hard to shrug out of DRS range. So I imagine JohnJohn's now just going to settle into a rhythm and 1010 under some pressure, force him into getting a time penalty. All this kind of mind, mentality, tactics. It is very much a part of Formula One, even though you're just racing on a wheel or a controller at home. Deflated steals the fastest lap. away from Willow by a tenth of a second and gets that extra point. As things stand, this would be a good result for Deflated if he were to finish on the podium, currently sitting in 9th place, 8 points behind that guy and Sano. Aya gets past Padge with the DRS. Very hard to not look at this battle now, as they've caught up to Codcamper, who is yet to pit. That just shows you the benefit of having new tyres versus old tyres. This could be an opportunity now for 1010 to get past Codcamper with DRS and then start to build a gap. Oh, well, that is not what 1010 wanted to see. Does get the DRS benefit though. You won't be complaining about that. And by doing so, gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix by half-tenth. Ryan makes me eat my own words as he uses the DRS to get past Sano in that lap as well. Deflated now, 6 seconds of penalties. Very much Ryan still in contention for the podium here. 1010. When did he pick up a penalty? Is it just now? I'm going to have a cheeky check of the race director. Yes. Last lap. Apologies for missing it. 1010 with the time penalty. Could cost him the win. All JohnJohn needs to do now is keep it clean. Go on, let's have a check. One warning on the opening lap for John, and one warning on lap 17. JohnJohn needs to keep it crystal clean, sparkling clean for the remaining 14 laps. Otherwise, if he does get one more warning in this Grand Prix, he does need to make a move on 1010 for the win. Sano though, 5.2 behind Willow, which means he is 5.5 seconds behind Deflated. If they can close that gap, Sano and Ryan, they could both be in a fight for the podium, final podium spot. I don't think they'll get 1010. I think they're too far away from 1010 to think about getting them. Race is poised beautifully. JohnJohn has the upper hand. Very close now. Opens the DRS, has no choice but to fly past, not even using his DRS. That's how much speed he had. Ryan and Sano would seem as if they are DRSing past each other to try and gain to the 3 drivers ahead of them with penalties. Aya gets another one. 6 seconds now. The time penalties, aside from, I mean, if Willow didn't speed into the pits, he'd only be on 6 seconds right now. Overall, it's actually not looking that bad in terms of time penalties. 2/3 of the way into this Canadian Grand Prix. Sano gets his first time penalty he saw there a few moments ago, so that's going to scupper his podium hopes. 3 drivers now remain without a penalty. Let's check in now other parts of the track. See how different people are getting on. Nice battle between Prev, Aya. SOX with that 5-lap undercut on Prev has got a 5-second advantage there or thereabouts as Padge gets another one. Oh, mistake from Aya, you saw in the background, very twitchy. Lost a good 3 or 4 tenths. Sano, new fastest lap of the race, dumped his whole battery, pretty much, I imagine. Oh, 1010. A mistake from 1010. No yellow flags on the screen, to my knowledge anyway. So it must have been a very small mistake. However, a mistake nonetheless. 1010 had that 3-second time penalty. He should still... You definitely get Willow. But he will lose out to Ryan. Ryan, as things stand, will be standing on the podium. Assuming Willow can't get that 10-second penalty removed, he will drop to, oh goodness, 7th or 8th. As Sano flies past 1010. 1010 just needs to get a bit of rhythm now. Get his head back in the game. Sano is catching Willow and Wee. That guy, the fastest lap of the race. Greg has kept it clean for penalties so far. Good job for Greg, as I always know from Greg. He is a very clean driver. Ryan as well, incredibly clean. JohnJohn. Three of the cleanest drivers in our league's history and in our league today. Beautiful scenic camera around Canada here. Higher pits, and he's Willow and getting a 10-second penalty for a pit lane speeding infringement. IIRL, of course, pitted very early from hards to mediums, so this will be for tyre wear reasons. As 1010 gets back past Sano now, both of them trying to use DRS to try and claw back some time on the top three. JohnJohn still leads the way. Track limit warnings on lap 1, lap 17. JohnJohn, he's on 2. At the moment, even a 6-second penalty won't stop him from leading this race. This race is JohnJohn's to lose. Lap 26 of 35. Thank you for joining us. We are II Racing League. We stream 3 times a week. Tuesday tonight we have no assist. All these drivers using no assist whatsoever, no ABS. There's a virtual safety car out there. What has happened? Possibly could be Greg. He's dropped off. No? Who's going slowly out there? Who on earth could it be? Padge. Nope, he's just boxing for new tyres. What on earth has caused that? Someone has damage. There he is, SOX. No front wing. And a virtual safety car. Willow's pitting. He's getting rid of that penalty. So that suggests to me it cannot be taken off by the stewards. Instead, he's decided to get it removed now and go on to a new set of compound tyres. So, good strategy there from Willow. Get rid of that 10-second penalty and get a new set of tyres on the car. Potentially, if there's a safety car later in the race, you're all good. You don't have to pit again. So that just leaves the top 2 then. JohnJohn and Deflated, who started 6th place. 8th place. Gosh, didn't expect him to start that far down. JohnJohn, as TOPGun, gets a penalty. TOPGun running in P10, and at the moment is due to score some points. It's not due to change, with Prev having 6 seconds as well. As these two continue to help each other. Ryan, very, very content sitting behind, reaping the benefits of the time penalty malarkey. 29. Seven laps to go. JohnJohn leads DeflatedWee by a matter of tenths. DeflatedWee has 6 second time penalty. He will want to stay 3 seconds ahead of 1010 and Sano, and if possible 6 seconds ahead of Ryan. As things stand, he is 5.5 ahead of Ryan as Willow gets 9 seconds of penalties. I'm very impressed with that guy. Only 10 seconds off the lead, and he was on the alternate strategy, so hard medium. As DeflatedWee makes that move for the lead of the race, he will now see that Ryan is exactly 6 seconds behind him, which is exactly what he needs. He won't win this race as things stand, as Prev has lagged out. All TOPGun's left. So Prev and TOPGun have both left the session. Let's get them an invite nice and quick. I do not have TOPGun, unfortunately. Got those invites out, hopefully they got them alright. Closing stages, JohnJohn leads. Sano, moments ago, getting 6 seconds. It's going to be crucial. Sano will finish this race 5th place as things stand. 1010 now gets a second. apologies for needing to mute here and there. Might be a quieter end of the race. But you can see what's going on. Situations in front of you. Ryan being patient. That's all he needs to do. Although 10:10 is 6.4 away from deflated now, so Ryan may not get ahead of deflated as things stand. Time penalty for 10:10. Oh, and a spin! Locks the rears under braking. And he's going to lose out to that guy now. Willow won 9 seconds too, so now... Oh no, Willow's 7 seconds behind, my apologies. So, that guy has gained a position through that. 10:10 with another moment. Those tyres he is not a fan of. Final lap of the race, JohnJohn leads. Got warnings on 1:17, but none in the final 18 laps of this race, and it will lead to his victory. He leads the championship by 29 points from 10:10. 10:10 will finish. It's touch and go whether he loses a place to Codcamper here. 10:10 may finish 7th. And that means JohnJohn will score 25 points. 10:10 at the moment has 8 points on the board. No, Codcamper is 6 seconds behind Willow now, so JohnJohn, masterful race. Perfection personified tonight. Deflated, fantastic race. Even with those 6 seconds of time penalties, will stay second because Ryan, Sano and 10:10 were battling so frequently. Ryan gets the podium as we predicted. Fantastic race there from Ryan. Sano, an impressive P4 even with those time penalties, as 10:10 has crashed over the line. I guess he will still be classified, so I think 10:10 will be in 7th place, Codcamper will be 8th, TOPGun will remain in 9th place, and Greg will finish in 10th. Prev has retired on the final lap of the race, so will still be classified. However, I think it's Padge and SOX who are both a lap down. They will not score points tonight. So JohnJohn, the American, has won the past 2 No Assist Championships, is on his way to a 3-peat. Now leads the championship by, if I can do quick maths in my head, 46 points. Almost 2 race wins clear. There's confirmation. It's a McLaren 1-3 and their constructor vice grip on the rest of the field has continued and grown tonight. JohnJohn wins pretty comfortably by 6.7 seconds. Deflated, as we said, very, very good recovery drive from 8th on the grid up to P2 even with those penalties. Ryan will get a special mention for keeping it clean. Say no, that guy. Willow and Codcamper and TOPGun and Greg will finish in 10th place. I think 1010's result was bugged. I think he should finish P7 tonight. A couple of earlier retirements. Aside from that, it was very, very time penalty heavy. I think as the later the race got on, people's resistance to time penalties became very much trickier to get on top of, so expect more of that this week. Remember, Thursday night we have Assist Tier 1's coverage of the Canadian Grand Prix, and Sunday night join us for Assist Tier 2. Quite clearly the most entertaining league we have. Driver of the day tonight will, well, it's hard to look past JohnJohn. Lock up smoke is pain. Agreed. Agreed. But yeah, as I say, special mentions to Ryan and Greg for keeping it clean tonight. Very strong drives from a few people out there tonight. And unfortunately, the Canada curse has struck again. The Wall of Champions has claimed 2 victims tonight. How many more for the rest of this week? There's only one way to find out, and that's tune in to IIRL once again. Thank you for having me. Don't know when the next time we'll be streaming is. Hope you've enjoyed it. And don't forget, drop the channel a cheeky follow. Turn notifications on if you want to be notified of our next race, which is happening on Thursday. We'll see you then. Take care. Have a great week.